필리핀 경기장 도시형.
All right, guys, it is time for a little bit of PvP action, and up here in the right side of the map, in the yellow from the team Dignitas, it is none other than Bischu. And down at the bottom of the map, winning the last game, is our blue Protoss player from the team NSHoSeo. It is San.
All right, and we asked you guys for predictions, and we already had one come back from Yorukama on Twitter, who said, I think San is going to win. He just has such amazing DT play and macro, plus excited smiley face.
DT is in a PvP. I'd love to see something like that. It's
Yeah.
been a long time, man. It's such a crazy, ends up being really crazy when people go for DTs.
I still think the most compelling PvP that we had was actually during the IPL 3 qualifiers.
Oh, yeah?
It was between Zaka and it's going to drive me nuts if I can't think of the other
you
Protoss. It was a
did it?
Korean.
See?
Yep, a Korean
This always
Protoss player.
happens.
But anyway, the Protoss player ended up, the Korean Protoss player ended up going DTs. And Zaka went for Blink Stalkers, and it made for a base race, which came down to the last pylon, and it was really, really fun to watch.
PvP, good to the last pylon. Yep.
Yeah, that is true.
TVP, good to the last drop.
Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, who'll be here all week.
That's right. Not possibly longer. Yeah, we'll see.
We do have gateways coming up
man.
for both players at about the same
Yeah,
time.
13 gates for both of these guys. So
Yes.
nothing crazy like a 10 gate or something like that. Nothing super, super aggressive.
Not at all.
Obviously, nothing like a cannon rush either in this particular PvP. This one's probably going to last a little bit longer than 3 minutes, I've got a feeling.
I'm guessing, yes, unless someone just pulls probes
Maybe.
right now.
A little bit quicker gas for Bischu,
Yep.
but ultimately that's not going to really change the timing of Warp Gate research all that much because they're still
No.
going to get their cyber cores down at the same time.
It's more going to depend on how much Chrono Boost is left, and it looks like San has already started to save up a bit of that, whereas Bischu did expend one more Chrono Boost. Explains why he has a little bit more minerals, and he's ahead on his probe building time, but
Yeah.
that's really our only difference now.
Well, if we see the standard PvP these days, which on a map like Terminus you would expect to probably see the standard, would be some sort of 3-gate Blink Stalker thing, whether it's 3-gate Blink Stalker with Robo for the Observer, or it's just straight up 3-gate Blink Stalker to get it out there a little bit earlier. A lot of players have been doing that as kind of the standard right now. We have seen quite a few expand builds actually recently in PvP. We've seen a lot of 3-gate expands. We've even seen some 2-gate expands, depending on the map, depending on how safe the players feel. But there's 2 gases, so yeah, probably going to see some sort of higher tech build. I mean, it's kind of silly for me to say probably because obviously we're going to see something different than a 4-gate this time. Yeah.
Right. So we're not going to see that super offensive, just Zealot, Stalker, 4-gate, something like that.
You know, if this keeps going for another month or two, we may even reach a point in PvP when we don't even need to mention 4-gates.
Can you
anymore. Can
you
you
know
imagine
how much
a
that makes me
world
smile just thinking
without
about that?
4-gate?
No, I can't right
I don't
now.
know.
So
That's
it can still happen.
I can imagine. I can dream. No, I'm one of the few people that actually kind of like the 4-gate versus 4-gate stuff. I really liked seeing the micro from both players.
Sure,
but,
of course.
You know, in terms of just overall entertainment, it's a little bit better to see the variety, you know?
I agree. And I while I enjoy those intense PvPs, and to a degree ZVZs, interesting. Twilight Council before second gateway is out, and he is actually making a sentry after this, which is kind of a weird way to go about
We'll
things.
see. I mean, with the earlier gas and the earlier Twilight Council, we do see some players do that. And he's going to put the next 2 gateways down just to get Blink that much sooner.
Sure.
So I've got a feeling that's still what we're going to see.
Another sentry following that as well, which means that is he actually timed this out so he'll have that 150 gas right away, because that's still kind of an interesting way to go about things.
He just wants to stay safe, essentially, against what could happen. Obviously, we see that San is going for that Robo after the first gate there. He wants to get the Observer very quick. He could be going for something, too, like 1-base Colossus as well.
And let's see here as Bischu starting that 3rd sentry. As a matter of fact, he does trap a Zealot here on the high ground and does not get his killed in return. Oh, but that Zealot walks its way in to see everything.
That's pretty big.
The Twilight Council with Blink being researched right now.
Now, here's the thing. Bischu started that upgrade right as the Zealot ran by.
I was wondering.
He might not cancel it, but sometimes you see players start it just so they can cancel it and put down a Dark Shrine, too.
Yes.
So looks like he's not going to cancel it, though.
Okay,
Sometimes we even see players Chrono Boost an empty Twilight Council, too, to kind of make it look like they're getting
that
Blink.
I have seen.
Yeah.
And, all right, so we do actually have that Observer coming up with Twilight Council and 2 additional gateways for San, so he is going to move into that Blink Stalker. Well, he actually has an Immortal coming out as well, but he will eventually move into that Blink Stalker.
Yeah, San's doing kind of the more defensive way of this build. You get Blink later, but you make up for it by having some Immortals to defend your opponent's earlier pushes. So, you know, this could work out fine for San. It all kind of comes down to control, of course. But yeah, Bischu is very, very close to having Blink end here, and when that happens, we'll have to see just how aggressive he can be up that map. I mean, up the ramp, rather. He doesn't have an Observer to get up there yet, so we'll kind of wait and see. It's going to be a little while before it comes out.
Yeah, his Robo's still about 20 seconds away, and then, of course, you have the build time of the Observer after that and the fly time it takes to get over there. Right. And holy Artosis pylon, that is literally everything that Bischu has is sitting on that one pylon.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Nothing bad ever happens when you have one pylon powering everything. I wouldn't worry about something like that. Oh, an expansion from Bischu.
Hello, Bischu. All right.
Cool.
All right. Blink is finished, but there's a lot of stuff sitting here for San. I think he is going to want to turn around immediately, and he does.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to want to push up that. Yeah, he's certainly not.
No.
If you push something like that and you lose your army foolishly, then you will just probably die to a counterattack if your opponent wants to do that. So, yeah, you got to be really, really careful.
We may have that counterattack anyway, because San actually, he scouted that expansion.
Wow.
He's throwing down his 4th gates with Blink coming out at the same time, starting to move across the map. I think he's going to want to push.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to want to expand himself. I think he's just going to want to end it. I can't believe that probe got in there. Really nice little timing from San. You see that from Korean players a lot in PvP, actually. They kind of know when they can sneak a probe in there. You see it all the time. So San doing a good job there, of course. His Blink getting a little bit closer to finish, and with those Immortals kind of bolstering it, he might do okay. Now, Bischu looks like he's going to have at least one Immortal to defend, but
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I'm looking forward to this engagement. It should be a pretty cool micro battle.
So let's see. Bischu down by 4 workers. He's also down by 3 stalkers. Has an additional sentry in there, and that's the difference between our 2 players. Gets the kill on the pylon. Make it a second one. He does. That's 200 resources down the drain for San. San does kill 1 pylon in return. He can blink up some units onto the high ground if he decides he wants to. But otherwise, we're going to need to see some increased warp-ins now from Bischu. He's making his 2nd Immortal right now, and we are going to have a big engagement.
Oh boy, Guardian Shield going up for Bischu. He does have what looks like a better army right now. Blinking ahead to go after those Stalkers.
Oh, he's really got to watch out. Oh, he is lucky that all those Stalkers didn't get picked off, that there wasn't another force field right away available, because that would have been the end for about 5 Stalkers there.
Yeah, well, he had a little bit of time before his Blink cooldown went, too. So, yeah, that was especially dangerous.
All right, we'll see if he continues with his pro production right now. But he does finally have that 2nd Immortal. No such unit exists now for San. There's the Guardian Shield. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a micro battle on our hands here.
Immortals in the back, though, not firing at all.
Now, finally, they get into the action, but this one at the back still wasn't working its way forward. San up by about 14 supply, falling a little bit. There's the Blink on top of all of the forces. The Immortal back for San, now starting to get in there and do some damage. All the Immortals have fallen for Bischu.
You know, San's Immortal not really getting involved either here, so both players could be controlling things a little bit better, but I think San is going to just have enough. His Stalkers are getting so low, though. That Immortal is going to be worth its weight in gold paint, and there it is, GG.
Wow.
Bischu getting taken out by NSHoSeo.San.
Yep. And that is game number 7, so NSHoSeo is now 1 game away from taking the set. Dignitas has really got to battle back, and they have to take 2 games in a row now.